We're settling in. Excuse me in. And snuggling in. We're in for popcorn munching, pizza grabbing, ice cream hogging. Cheers. We're in for camping stone. Lights down. Ready? We're all in for the latest movies. Straight from the cinema.
Yeah, that's fine, man.
With Sky Store.
Yeah, that's fine, man.
I'm caught up in the beauty of the goal. Come on.
It's okay, bro. You're changing the methods in there.
It's a free header for Aguero.
Their second successive Champions League semi-finals. They're up against a Cardiff team fighting for their futures. They'll be roared on by a sellout crowd, desperate for a giant killing. And Cardiff unchanged from the win at Brighton, where Nathaniel Mendez-Laing scored that stunning goal, looking for his first in the Premier League here at Cardiff. Oumar Niasse on loan from Everton up front. Will this be the day he scores his first Cardiff goal? Well, Liverpool make 3 changes to the team, which one in Porto. Jordan Henderson back in midfield with Fabinho left out today. Naby Keita comes in for James Milner. And the front 3 are reunited. Bobby Firmino returns for Origi, Neil Warnock and Jurgen Klopp with Patrick Davison.
Yeah, it looks like Jordan Henderson back in his old job, back in that holding role. What's the thinking with the midfield balance today?
Let's wait where he's playing. Let's wait. Different options still, and one of them we decided to take for today. But yeah, and when
I have to be patient.
yes, but no, it's all good. He will play in a position he likes.
Interesting. Neil, I think one thing that's pleased you this season is you've kept surprising people. Have you got another surprise for us today?
Well, it wouldn't be the biggest of the whole lot, wouldn't it? They're such a good side, but we're ready. You know, we are looking forward to it. All the lads from the other night straight away. Nobody wanted to be left out of the side. If you look at the team sheet, what we've got 9 of the 11 lads that played in the Championship last year, and we weren't supposed to get out of the Championship. So they've been surprising me and other people all the time, and they've really got to put a shift in today. You know, everybody's got to play right at the top of the level and hope that 1 or 2 of theirs are below.
Is it starting to feel like the first mistake will decide the league now?
You find always another thing what I could think about. Obviously, I never thought about it. It's the only thing we thought about is again Cardiff. They can line up the same team like they played against Brighton, so very positive result for them. Obviously, very confident. Then probably Gunnarsson, who was a bit of doubt, can play. So it means long throw-ins from all over, set pieces from all over and stuff like that. So that's all what we thought about, not about the fight with City actually. And yeah, that's it.
Did you watch City yesterday or just shut it out completely?
No. We watched a little bit, but we had our own training, our own meeting. So, but of course, we saw a couple of things from the game. Yeah.
Got to keep focused, got to keep doing their job. 4 straight wins they need to finish this season, and then they still don't know. That is, of course, unless City make a slip. Henderson back in the midfield. Looks like a change in the way they might line up again in there. Jamie, how important will that balance be?
Oh, yeah.
Well, Wijnaldum will drop into there. He has played there towards the end of last season. I think in the run-up to the Champions League final, played there 2 or 3 times. He did quite well, actually. I think it's more a case of Jordan Henderson's playing that well in the attacking role in these last 3 or 4 games. He probably doesn't want to move him from there. The reason he's in and Wijnaldum being on the bench is he's actually bringing more in an attacking sense than Wijnaldum has. So for whatever reason, he's put Fabinho on the bench, and here's Wijnaldum now. So I don't need too much problem with him sitting in that position. It will be an important job in front of your centre-backs, a team who plays very direct whenever they get the ball at the back. So there will be a lot of communication, sure, between the 2 centre-backs and him, but it's nothing he hasn't done before.
Some very good players on the PFA shortlist for Player of the Year. Some very good ones not on the shortlist as well. Mo Salah, did that name surprise you, Louis, that he wasn't among the chosen 6?
Yeah, it's a bit surprised, but yeah, it has been tremendous year for some of the players. So competition has been great for football, great to watch. He must be disappointed, but I think his main goal, I think, as a player is to win the Premier League.
What does it tell us about the way that Liverpool are treating this game today? Away at Cardiff, haven't beaten a top half team here this season. still go with all the big guns.
Yeah. No, it's all about putting a bit more pressure on Man City. You can't afford any slip-ups. You know, you show a team from your armour at this time that could be an enormous advantage to the other team. And I fully get it. You know, start with your strongest team, get the job done if necessary. If you feel some of the strikers you can get off and give them maybe an hour, 70 minutes if it's gone well for you. Do that. I fully get it. I mean, I expect Liverpool to turn up to it. I think this is a Liverpool team that don't. No obvious weakness. That doesn't mean to say they can't be beaten. They've only been beaten once this year in the league, and that was a nip and tuck game with City away from home. I think they're a team that don't show any weaknesses. I think they'll outgun you in most departments. They can defend properly with a very good goalkeeper. They can outwork you and be more aggressive than you in midfield. And they've got 3 sparkling players up front. They're a really good team. A team that no one would enjoy playing against. They make you work. Make passes you don't want to make. They'll run over the top of you, they'll bully you, and they've got some special players that can deliver.
And they cannot afford a slip. Could it be the first mistake that decides the destiny of the Premier League title this season? Cardiff Liverpool comes next.
So I was beginning with something.
There's a dribbling.
I'll go it alone. That's how it must be. I can't be right.
Nice video. Yeah, of course. No.
The best prices shouldn't only be for new customers. With Aviva Plus at your next car or home renewal, you'll get the same price or better than if you were a new Aviva Plus customer.
Let's go and see a film with me at movies. It's one of your films with me.
Games. Could one of those wins come here against Liverpool today? Well, the last time they beat Liverpool here in Cardiff, Bill Shankly was taking charge of his very first game. He became a legend. Can Jurgen Klopp do the same thing? History is just around the corner for them. 4 games to go. Gary Neville and Rob Hawthorne.
A 2-horse race for the title, and this is where the tension really does begin to bite. So far, every time Manchester City have asked the question, Liverpool have come up with the answer. Today they're facing a team with business of their own to attend to. Neil Warnock names the same team that won at Brighton, so things for Liverpool to watch out for. They've scored 6 penalties this season. Cardiff have conceded 6, but Neil Etheridge has saved half of them. The X Factor, Lee Peltier, playing for the club that gave him his chance in the Premier League against the team that didn't. And after Sean Morrison's goal on Tuesday, set pieces. Long throw specialist Aaron Goodison has overcome a back spasm to play. Victor Camarasa, who delivered Tuesday's telling free kick, has enhanced his hopes of staying in the Premier League, even if Cardiff don't. Meanwhile, an on-loan Evertonian is up against the old enemy, still searching for his first Cardiff goal. The Cardiff bench includes a former Manchester City fullback in Greg Cunningham and boyhood Liverpool fan Bobby Reid. Jurgen Klopp is having to rely heavily on his big guns at this key stage of the season. Alisson, one of 7 players who started the league win over Chelsea and the victory against Porto that eased them into the last 4 of the Champions League. All of the back 4 played as well. The home win over Cardiff, one of only 2 matches in the Premier League that Andy Robertson has missed this season. Jordan Henderson, who's had a more attacking role of late, might need to rein that in, though Gini Wijnaldum could cover. Naby Keita returns after midweek, as does Roberto Firmino, who made his presence felt coming on to score on Wednesday night. There is still room on the bench for Divock Origi and for Joe Gomez, who's not seen domestic league action for 4 months. Well, Jordan Henderson was around the last time Liverpool won a major trophy, the League Cup against Cardiff. Win this, and they could be just 3 steps away from him captaining the side to a trophy that even eluded captain Steven Gerrard. It's Cardiff against Liverpool, live next.
What are you going to...
Welcome to Interserve's phone time.
The underdogs could apply the pressure.
Well, you think about this game, and Liverpool are going to dominate possession. It's going to be difficult for Cardiff to enter into that Liverpool last third or defensive third so often, but you can't get away from the fact that the long throws from this man are going to be so important. And then you think about a title-winning team, and you think about Alisson, the goalkeeper. Ederson turned up when City most needed him yesterday, making great saves. How he deals with those long throws, and Liverpool in these next 4 games, you think are going to need 2 or 3 moments of inspiration from that goalkeeper. He's been fantastic this season, and today might be the day where he's needed most.
Well, in this fascinating race for the title, the maths have favoured Manchester City, but the momentum of performances has favoured Liverpool. Yet again, the ball is in their court after City's nervy victory yesterday. They saw the job out against Spurs to give them encouragement, and now Liverpool have to again find the right response against a Cardiff team for whom a win is just as important in view of the extra point that Brighton picked up yesterday. Victory for them would take them level on points with Chris Hughton's side. Alexander-Arnold going long, and Bennett taking charge there, deciding not to leave it to Manga.
Well, you're right, it's Gini Ronaldo who sits in that what becomes the Fabinho role for Liverpool, and Henderson keeps his space. And that right of midfield 3 making the first run forward there.
Yes, Mo Salah. Firmino lining it up here for Naby Keita. No instant way through for him. And he tells you it was to close the gap, striking it against this man, Sadio Mane, who's so often been the breakthrough man for Liverpool in this fine run they're on.
Junior Hoylett there, got a taste of what I think he's going to have to do a lot of in this game. That's follow Robertson back. He nearly lost him.
Here's Mane to Alexander-Arnold. And this is Joel Matip, who's become a fixture since his return to the side from injury back in January. Alexander-Arnold, the local presence in this side. There's Jordan Henderson.
Just one thing that we can notice, just watch the ball travelling across the turf. We normally see the sprinklers come on at probably 99% of the Premier League ground, but not today. It's quite dry, that surface, which will make it a little bit more difficult for Liverpool to shift the ball quickly.
There is very little that can be done now in terms of pitches with gamesmanship because of the dimensions being strictly regulated. The watering is open to question. That's an offside flag up there against Roberto Firmino.
Well, it's the second time now that Trent Alexander-Arnold has just drifted that ball down the channel. Firmino just offside, in behind Manga.
Cardiff just glad to be back at home. Their last 3 matches have all been away, and Tuesday's win at Brighton ended a run of 3 Premier League defeats for Neil Warnock's side. And it's just given them that spark they need for the run-in, but they won't take much encouragement from that record. Firmino's way off, moved on by Keita to Mane. Morrison winning the physical duel. Goes Virgil van Dijk with Umar Nias. This is Hoylett. Here's Peltier. The away is by Robertson. He gets it back from Wijnaldum. Sean Morrison's header. Keita. Robertson has injected a real belief around these parts, that midweek success. Always a good atmosphere here anyway. This their second crack at the Premier League, the first only lasted 1 year. Of the 9 Premier League wins they've managed so far this season, the only ones against teams in the top half have come against Leicester and Wolves. Here's Mane. Switched out towards Firmino. towards Jordan Henderson. He's looking to turn away from Walls. Towards Nias, who's beaten off it all too easily by Joel Matip. Naby Keita looking for a way through towards Salah. Etheridge opting to punch.
Why?
Strange decision which could come back to haunt him. Manga for now relieving the danger.
Well, he's cursing somebody, but I have no idea. It was easy for him to catch it. It's actually more difficult for him to do that. But one of the things that Cardiff are going to have to do when the ball gets played up the pitch, Nias is going to have to do better. Against Matip, he had his body in front of him, but he allowed the Liverpool centre-back to step round and sustain the attack.
It's come back now, Nias, to defend the 6-yard box against this Liverpool corner. Met by Morrison. Nias is there against Alexander-Arnold to win the goal kick.
We mentioned Cardiff's record against the big clubs. It's been awful. I think what Neil Warnock wants today is just to be in the game with 10 minutes to go. To keep this crowd involved is a brilliant atmosphere here. But they're playing against the top side. It's easily said than done.
It's Alexander-Arnold. Liverpool comfortable winners in the end when the sides met at Anfield, but only led 1-0 at half time, only 2-1 until the last 10 minutes. Ball across the line. There's Van Dijk. Now Wijnaldum. Van Dijk and Mane among the nominees for TFA Player of the Year. This is Keita. Van Dijk. Here's Keita. By Firmino. This is Henderson. Looking for the run round the back of Andy Robertson.
Well, the type of pass was wrong from Jordan Henderson. It needs to be a bit more drifted into the path of Robertson. He made a good run, and Hoyler just got to be really careful. Just needed a softer one rather than a driven pass.
Only major trophy that Jordan Henderson has won with Liverpool was that League Cup success back in 2012, played just under an hour of the win against Cardiff. Particular match going all the way to penalties. Van Dijk's header. On by Aaron Goodison. Henderson.
It's certainly what you want if you're away from home. At a place like Cardiff, and they're going to play direct ball. There's Matip and Van Dijk could both run the early encounters in the air.
Well, Martin Atkinson right on the spot to see that Keita has run that back despite the protests and the fact that Camarasa is still down. Liverpool playing on, and in the end, Keita does the sportsmanlike thing in pulling the ball out. Issues with the officials already. How many times have we seen that this season?
Hopefully he gets a penalty against him. No, he wasn't happy. Well, he got the ball, Keita, which whether he just kicks through the back, Camarasa, maybe he does, but he's got a great view, the referee. wonder when they go to St George's Park for their referee convention every couple of weeks, what the sort of what the chatter is around Neil Warnock.
Do you think there's a separate Neil Warnock seminar?
Neil Warnock earplugs.
He's apparently a qualified referee now, Neil Warnock. Here's Van Dijk. Matip. Manga steps in. And there's Lang leading the charge and setting Oumar Niasse away. Wolves was willing to take over, but it's gone all the way back to Gunnarsson. Completely misplaced header by Mendes Lang, which eases some of the pressure that Liverpool had been under there.
Van Dijk just got across and just slowed the attack down enough for his teammates to recover. Niasse needed to really just try and get a yard and put it into the box. Difficult with him around.
Cardiff have scored in all of their 3 Premier League matches against Liverpool, but they've lost them all as well. That's been a total of 18 goals scored in those 3 meetings, including that 9-goal thriller here. And the only previous time they've met in the Premier League at this stadium, when Cardiff led twice. Stakes high here today, and this is Naby Keita. With a drive away through for Sadio Mane. Sean Morrison standing his ground.
Did really well because the quality of that run from Mane is fantastic. As a right back, you think you manage him, and then just that little spin and movement. Well done to Morrison for reading it. Very difficult to read.
Here's Firmino. Now Keita, closed down by Peltier, Wijnaldum, finding Robertson. Here's Keita. Sadio Mane.
Well, he found himself in a lot of space, quite close to goal. And Morrison decided just to sort of drop off and not confront him, which allowed him to take a touch and set it up. It was wild in the end from Mane.
In the last couple of games, Mane has been the man to open the door for Jurgen Klopp's side.
He looks dangerous again.
Also scored twice in the home match against Cardiff back in October, both of them in the second half of that game. Toilet. Here's Rawls. Now Mendes Lang. Trying the touch.
He's offside.
And this is the player who is offside.
Yeah, he was onside on the first one, but he just got blocked and then came back and only obviously followed his run through. That's a really good pass into the striker's feet. There he's in, it would have been a really good move. But on the second one, it's just not too far. There's a little bit of something for Cardiff going on that left-hand side. There's combinations happening that Liverpool will just need to take care of.
Alexander-Arnold. This is there. Up to the usual Liverpool standard.
That's the surface. Thinking they have to kick it harder because it's dry.
Mendes Lang has managed to burst past his man this time, and it's Hoylett!
He's got a problem down that side, Trent Alexander-Arnold. That's 2 or 3 times now. Robertson's shouting and screaming over at him. He's got the beating of him early on. Mendes Lang is confident. That goal in that against Brighton, he puts a really good cross in. You think Hoylett really Should take it first time on the head, back across Allison, but he doesn't. He tries to control it and he runs away from him and allows Robertson in.
Wanting it to go in, but the block was there.
Oh, nearly saw a diving header from Neil Morn up there.
Joe rolls with the corner. And Allison pats at it and gets it away to his own man in Navigator. The play could be on here. Salah tries to take it around Peltier. He had an option to his left in Mane.
He didn't need to take the chance. Salah could just cut inside and played Mane in.
Flags up there against the Axis offside.
Keita clears it. If you just watch Mane on this side, I don't think he needs to take the chance here, Salah. I think if he just waits and pull inside, his teammates away.
Alexander-Arnold setting Jordan Henderson away. Henderson came back there against Mohamed Salah.
There's a lot of play over that far side of the pitch. Liverpool having more joy down that side. Cardiff getting a little bit of joy down there as well.
I think black market ticket prices were rising all the time for this one. There is a strong hold of Welsh support for Liverpool anyway. The long-standing connections between the club and country. At least they were reaffirmed by the likes of Ben Woodburn and Harry Wilson, who came back much further than that though, including men of Cardiff like Craig Galloway, John Tashak. Of course, Ian Rush, who is a great goal scorer in that last successful league title winning team of Liverpool 29 years ago. Liverpool still to make significant inroads. Here's Van Dijk. Alexander-Arnold. Salah. Alexander-Arnold with a cross met by Morrison, but only to Firmino. Mendes Lang emerging with it after Mango had effected the initial block. It's still there for Moynihan. He's not going to win a free kick that easily against Jordan Henderson.
He's not going to win a popularity contest with the Cardiff fans either.
Peltier's header. This time they do get the decision. He's still fuming about the previous one on Moynihan. Temperature rising already. Unhealthy this for the blood pressure of a 70-year-old. That 17-year-old manager. It's a good start for Crystal Palace at Arsenal. Christian Benteke is giving Palace a 17th minute lead. So after a bad day for Manchester United in the chase for a top four place, not the best start for Arsenal either. You can see the goal on the Sky Sports app. Spending a lot of time in that wide area.
Yeah, he is. He's also dropped in quite deep as well. Quite a bit in his first 20 minutes. Not holding his position central. So used to in making those little darting runs in behind centre-backs that maybe as a result of Salah and Mane's goals a lot of the time where they fill in the spaces behind him.
handled it really well then to stop Salah getting away, but then gives it away to Wijnaldum. This is Mane. Stopped by Gunnarsson.
Robertson having a right go at Mane there. Mane not too happy with it. It's looking this first 20 minutes to suggest it's going to be an awkward day for Liverpool.
Here's Matip.
For every 20 minutes there isn't a Liverpool goal, but more Manchester City players will be switching on.
Van Dijk. There's Nias. Firmino. There's Henderson. Robertson. Matip. There's Henderson. Having to play the patient game here. A well-trodden road for them this season.
And that's really important, to keep the ball away from Cardiff. City's players, don't allow them a chance to get tackles in and keep the crowd up.
And to try to weave a way through. Tried to got it away, but it was started again by Liverpool. Robertson with the throw.
It's important for Liverpool to keep real patience. Just work those legs of those Cardiff players. It's 25 degrees down there.
Temperatures have been rising over this Easter weekend. Mane looks to slot this one through! Oh! Firmino looking at the flag, almost perhaps hoping it had gone up to spare his blushes.
Well, I thought it might just have sat up for him. It's brilliant by Salah, just plays it into the path of Mane. That front three combining, brilliant run. That's what we associate with Firmino. Did it sit up on him, or did he just lean back? He certainly leant back. He can't believe it. He looks across, hoping, I think, that the assistant referee flagged him offside in the end. He can't believe it, Jurgen Klopp. It's a big chance.
Roberto Firmino is probably the least celebrated of that trio of striking talent that Liverpool use so regularly, which is not to denigrate the hard work that he does put in for the Liverpool cause, but that was a big opportunity that got away.
His technique let him down. So he was on his left side, but he was just leaning back.
So up against Menga, who's been strong in those duels so far. Matip. Alexander-Arnold. Matip urged forward by Virgil van Dijk. No route through the middle, looks here to Keita. Here's Robertson. Wijnaldum.
Certainly this last 5 minutes or so, Liverpool controlling the game and sustaining their attacks.
Matip venturing forward with some purpose. Salah trying to pull it back. Cardiff had enough bodies there. Here's Mendes-Lang. Taking on Alexander-Arnold in a race. Showing his strength to get past him. leaving him on the ground. Away by Keita. And Matip, who started that drive for Liverpool, got back.
Well, Alexander-Arnold's difficult start continues. Mendes-Lang has got him right where he wants him. If you're Cardiff, you'd really want to feed him as much as possible.
Then they go down that side, this time with Bennett. Niat's pulling out wide, but Matip following him.
With Jordan Henderson, all his experience that he's got, seeing the young fullback struggling, might just need to sit across for 10 minutes on that side and make sure that he doubles up with him. Salah's not going to get back, but he's shown one-on-one. Mendes-Lang is giving him real problems.
Henderson has drawn praise for his more attacking intent recently, but I just have to check that today.
Because it's normal in a game, you have to adapt. So I think that ultimately Jordan Henderson is seeing there in the middle and forward.
Mane was played in, and they're dealing with it coolly, but Jordan Henderson is there. Looks for Salah. Bennett's out there with him. Mendes-Lang has done a good job on that side for Cardiff. Wijnaldum. Here's Henderson. Now Keita. Firmino's made another good run. Swung in by Robertson. Henderson with a header back.
The sun was in his eyes. He looked like he lost sight of it a few yards before it got to him.
Driving forward again. Here's Alexander-Arnold. Now Henderson.
He's not going forward at the moment, Alexander-Arnold, like as he normally would. Just a little bit wary what's happened to him in the first 25 minutes. Just see him sat back there, concentrating on his defending.
Mendes-Lang has given him cause for concern. So no concern there for Cardiff. The ball from Firmino too long. Into an interesting contest that.
I've been there as a fullback when the winger's got the beating of you, and you just need to sometimes hold your hands up and say, look, I'm struggling. To your right, or to your centre back on that side, to your right midfield player, and just say, I need you for 10-15 minutes. At some point in the season, you'll need to support them when they're struggling.
There's Firmino. There's no Alexander-Arnold out to his right, but he's past Goodison anyway. Uses Salah. Henderson. Wasn't the ball Salah needed?
No. I'm surprised Salah passed it to him, really. He had 2 or 3 liners at the back post. Really disappointed with what he saw there.
Got in his third full season at Liverpool, and it was in his third full season at Dortmund that he claimed the title.
A little bit tough this for Cardiff to continue to chase the ball like they're having to do. Work back.
Here's Van Dijk. Robertson. Mane. Now Henderson. Robertson. And they try to steer it through. Van Dijk, Keita. Here's Robertson. This is Sadio Mane. Alexander-Arnold. Towards Salah, defended by Manga. Mane tried to slot it through. Right idea, but Manga was in the way. Nias. Alexander-Arnold up against him, which means that Mendes-Lang has got into the position that Nias normally occupies, but Firmino helping out defensively this time. Henderson.
Liverpool looking really dangerous. Salah was nearly through there. Cardiff just getting pulled apart here.
Alexander-Arnold has ventured forward in towards Mane.
The game's getting tougher and tougher for those defenders wearing the blue shirts. Henderson's run goes first, and then Mane, lightning quick, over 2 or 3 yards from a standing start, gets across Morrison.
Sudan puts us leaders on Friday.
Lamar Nias had temporarily traded positions with Mendes-Lang in going out to that flank, which is where he's picked up the knock.
Fans wanted a foul for this. Firmino getting back in, just nudges him off the ball. Yes, tries to actually kick out at Firmino.
To provide a goal for Neil Bornick during his loan spell from Everton, Umar Nias, although I think there's been general satisfaction with his overall contribution.
You look at the players taking a water break. Shows you how warm it is down there for them.
Depending what happens here, what will the challenge be for Manchester City when they go into the derby match? It's live for you on Wednesday, 7 o'clock, Sky Sports Premier League and in Ultra HD. How do you think that derby looks now off the back of United's result today?
Well, for those United fans who don't want Liverpool to win the league, United are in the right form for it.
Well, there has to be a reaction.
No,
sure.
I mean, if I was Liverpool fans, I'd be heartened by what's happened today at Goodison Park, because that has to be a reaction there on Wednesday night. The Manchester United fans will not watch what they've seen today. And this is the Firmino. Big chance so far. Great play by the Liverpool front three. It's almost too easy for him. And whether he actually thinks he's offside as he runs through and he just gets a little complacent, but he just leans back. He seems to have so much the goal to be able to aim at. He's probably the one out of the front three that is least trustable or trusted on a one-on-one. He's a brilliant player for me. He does so much for the team. A brilliant foil for Salah and Mane. You probably want the other two through one-on-one and him supporting and involved in the link-up.
Yes, he is the lowest scoring of the trio, just the 16. Callback by Morata on Joel Matip. Word of warning from Martin Atkinson.
They've done well, Liverpool centre-back so far. Matip and Van Dijk standing in front, being aggressive. Starts to sustain attacks now, not giving really Nias any joy. They need to respite these Cardiff City players from somewhere. It feels like about 15 minutes now since that last Mendes-Lang run where action area really has all been to the left.
And by Jordan Henderson, great turn from Mo Salah, and he's denied at point-blank range by Etheridge.
And this time it is Salah that gets through, but they are getting through now, Liverpool. Little turn, swivel from Mo Salah. He's out quickly. Etheridge does really well. He tries to stick it in the near post, Mo Salah. They're getting nearer.
With the punch, but I think the ball had actually swung out from the corner anyway, so can't it for anything. Liverpool have edged it, but Cardiff yet to trouble Alisson directly.
No, it'll be hard to know Jurgen Klopp by the fact that his team in this last 10 minutes or so have started to go through on goal. And his centre-backs are dominating those long direct passes forward.
Wanted to leave that to his goalkeeper in the first instance, but realised in the end he would have to deal with it.
I'm surprised at Van Dijk. They're better off trying to play it down the line. I mean, just to kick it out there and give Gunnarsson a long throw. Imagine, the quality of him just to take a touch and then try and play it up the line would be better than doing what he's done.
Could be awkward facing up not only to the throw but also the sun here. Gunnarsson hurls it in towards Sean Morrison. Here towards Walls, but the touch away is to Henderson, who immediately fires Mo Salah into action. Salah up against Bruno Manga. And in the end he just lost it.
Well, we saw Ryan Bertrand with Mo Salah a few weeks ago, one-on-one, and we said at the time, so difficult, but can you try and keep him going one way? And Manga did really well there, just delaying Salah a little bit to allow his teammates to recover.
Here's Firmino. Keita. Salah moving it on early. Cleared by Lee Peltier. Virgil van Dijk, who's been a rock at the heart of the Liverpool defence, although Neil Warnock did say previously he preferred Sol Bamba over him, and he hasn't had Bamba at his disposal of late, which is why Manga has been filling that gap and doing so effectively.
I'm sure that fills Sol full of confidence.
Hasn't been available to them, Sol Bamba, because of a knee problem he's ruling out for the rest of the season. Product of the Liverpool youth system. So able to hold on to his throw. Matip.
Well, he's done this a few times, Matip.
He's found a way through for Mane, but he's offside.
And the centre-back's been allowed to step in. They've maybe said leave him on the ball, but he's stepping up to the responsibility and he's driving through. See Mane's run. So close.
Morrison with his arm up and the call was answered. It's right on the border. Mendes Lang, who initially was the big threat for Cardiff. His rules, touched on by Camarasa. Robertson with a clearance. Bennett. Here's Firmino. Overrun by Salah.
I think he thought that Manga was going to come in and make a challenge. He didn't do. I think the key for Cardiff is to try and get into half time with this scoreline. Regroup, just recover a little bit.
Here's Van Dijk. Allison trying to curl one round for Mane. Morrison's guided header away.
That's interesting. Keita's emergence in the last few weeks. He was the one that was probably going to miss out on this title running, but he's become important. Jurgen Klopp showing great faith in him since that Southampton game. Friday night football.
So far in the Premier League, Naby Keita. It's on this corner. Van Dijk and Matip just sorting things out between themselves. From the Firmino header.
Listen, thought it was overhit from Trent Alexander-Arnold, but Firmino in that position round the back, sweeping up anything that is deep, wins the header.
In so many games already this season, Liverpool have had to go the distance. It's become a familiar part of this title chasing road for them. Signs are that they're going to be in it for the long haul again here.
You'll have some easy games and games that you win comfortably, but you also have some really difficult ones, some ones where you have to just grind it out. I'm not saying we're at that stage in the game yet. Liverpool more than capable of scoring before half time and taking the game away from Cardiff before the hour. There's some chances, and that'll be Jurgen Klopp's main concern. His defenders have really played well. Maybe Trent Alexander-Arnold just needs to get a little bit tighter to Mendes-Lang on that side, but he'll be urging Salah, Firmino to be more clinical in front of goal.
Keita. Away by Morrison. On by Camarasa to Hoylett. Very little room for manoeuvre, did pretty much all he could there.
That's exactly what he wanted. He refused the cross, believing he couldn't get it around Van Dijk, the huge frame of Van Dijk. So then realised that the best he could do was to try and get the set piece, and he does.
Would hope to have some kind of advantage. They knew their opportunities to strike at Alisson's goal would be limited during this game. Can they take the chance they've been given here? Camarasa's miss hit effort and tipped over from Nias.
Well, on the swivel, Nias just doesn't get a hold of it. Matip's header doesn't quite get it clear. He's got a great chance there, Nias. It's close to goal, comes off his shin. Doesn't get the power on it to really trouble Alisson. It's easy for the goalkeeper in the end.
Met by Wijnaldum that time. Gonna try to stop Salah, but in the end Salah breaks away from him and he's got options either side. Steered out by Henderson to Alexander-Arnold. Robertson's made a move into the area.
Well, it's a breathtaking break from Liverpool. They've broken a couple of times from Cardiff set pieces. You see them surging forward, 1, 2, 3, 4. And just has to beat the first man, Trent Alexander-Arnold. You see, I think it's Firmino coming in at the back, free.
into the very margins of legality for the corner. It's taken by Manga in the end. Henderson. Back in by Robertson towards Virgil van Dijk.
I think he'll be a little bit frustrated, but he realises his team are playing quite well. They're dominating the game. You see those Cardiff fans continuing to be interested in this game at 0-0.
2 more minutes for them to see before the half-time whistle. Brighton getting that extra point yesterday was a setback for Cardiff. After this game, Brighton will have a game in hand again over their relegation rivals. To Fulham and Crystal Palace to come. So potentially Cardiff could get points out of, maybe even Manchester United last day. Mane taken down by Aaron Goodison, which gives Liverpool a chance right at the end of the half.
It's just too quick for Goodison. By the time he turns, Mane's away, just swipes at him. Real chance. There's 3 or 4 of them lining up. Alexander-Arnold, Salah, Henderson, Robertson all around it. Robertson moving away. An incredible time to score. If you were Liverpool, terrible time to concede for Cardiff.
Henderson stepped away to leave it to Alexander-Arnold or Mo Salah. Straight Alexander-Arnold is the ball. And there is the half-time whistle, so Cardiff do survive to the break. It is all about survival for them, holding out against Liverpool, but the best opening was Roberto Firmino when he got slotted in one-on-one and lifted it over the bar. Mo Salah did test near Etheridge with a shot that was saved. Mendes laying down the left had the best threat for Cardiff, but at half-time it's Cardiff 0, Liverpool 0.
E-I-E-I-E-I-O, up the Premier League will go.
You want to make a big crime-fighting statement? You go where the crime is big. You got this.
The totally transformed all-new Focus. Ford. Together, we go further.
Bet365 is the world's favourite online betting company for many reasons. Match live, instant alerts, the number of events we stream worldwide. Over the years, Bet365 has welcomed more than 32 million members. Now please, gamble responsibly.
Say hi to AutoServe.
Hello, I'm here to simplify your life.
AutoServe is just like real Sergey, but without the frills.
win it back and you keep going. I don't think there'll be lots of chances in this game because you're talking about the pitch. It's not easy to keep moving the ball, but you've just got to hope your attackers are clinical more than they have been in the first half and in the second half. There'll still be 2 or 3 big chances, I would expect, second half, but you can't afford to give them a sniff second half, Cardiff.
Still relaxed?
Yeah.
Good. And that's the key to it for Liverpool.
I'm neutral.
Well, we've got to say, neutral. We've got to stay calm here. It's not gone their way in the first half. No goals yet.
Who's ate all the toffees?
Life is a journey.
Hurry up!
Sometimes rushed,
Coming!
sometimes taken a bit slower.
Can we go faster, please? Go ahead first.
Sometimes exciting, even a little scary. But not every journey is measured in miles. The best are measured in moments. Vauxhall Grandland X keeps calm, carries on. 0% APR, no deposit.
Lads, and everybody, Chris Akabosa.
All right! Get a bigger payout on your football accumulator by hitting the boost button to boost your Aka odds.
So, Chris, it's an Akaboosty.
I don't get it.
Akaboosty, Akaboosty. Akaboosty? Akaboosty.
I still don't get it.
Akaboosty, Akaboosty.
Ladbrokes, where the nation plays. Go compare.
Oh, fantastic!
Nothing quite compared to
So Grandad's got Sky. What next? Feeding the cat caviar?
Oh, it's only £22 a month. It's less than you think. £22. You should get it. You can watch that Game of Thrones. Not to mention loads of original British drama, exclusive US shows, and voice control. And it's got this great voice control thing. I just said that. It's like I'm invisible. Believe in being pleasantly surprised with Sky TV from £22 a month. Sky. Believe in better.
Yes, it's a good day. Every drop of Tropicana is full of nothing but fruit. Yes, it's a good day. So it fills you with life. Anything we want, a good day from morning to night. Tropicana, life in every drop.
Ahora vamos a darle la bienvenida a Kevin de Macclesfield, quien estuvo de fiesta anoche y acaba de poner una apuesta en el partido de la Copa aquí en Panamá. ¿Por qué?
¿Te gustaron los nombres? ¿O por el color de las camisetas?
¿O apostaste un poco en?
Kevin.
The new Huawei P30 Pro. Rewrite the rules of photography. Huawei, make it possible.
I
can't wait for the Manchester derby. Manchester United don't win that game thinking about City in the title. They go into that game thinking about 3 points for themselves.
It's going to be a huge game.
Manchester United have had some problems at home against Manchester City.
In a derby game, Manchester United going for the top 4. If they game, they have to try and win.
Crazy rivalry. It's a defining game. Take your seat. You'll be on the edge of it for much of the time. The Manchester derby under the lights, live on Sky Sports Premier League.
Got caught up in the beauty of the goal. Come on.
Fair play, fair play.
Come on.
The Manchester derby, one of the most iconic fixtures in English football. Ready!
It defies description. Balotelli! Why always me? What a stunner! Fantastic goal from Bellamy. 6 of the match for Manchester City.
What a derby debut! What a goal from Aguero!
One of the most incredible Manchester derbies of all time.
We're trying to get in again. He's in again. He scores again. Oh, what a crucial derby this could be for both sides of Manchester.
Can Manchester United stop City's title charge when they meet on Wednesday, because the champions are still in pole position? Next weekend it's also the Azerbaijan Grand Prix. Sky Sports F1 for that, even better in Ultra HD. And the second half at Cardiff comes next.
I've always dreamed of sitting ringside the football, huh? Look at this guy, he's like a thoroughbred. I don't know whether I should watch him play or give him a sugar. No matter, I got him down for a double. The match today and the 420 at Aintree. Meet.
Oh, don't bet silly. Bet savvy.
The new Build Your Bet has thousands of combinations to choose from. So why request a bet when you can easily build your own and get your price instantly? The smart money's on Coral.
They haven't found a way through yet, Liverpool, and as things stand, City will stay top of the table with that game in hand at Old Trafford this coming Wednesday night. Arsenal, incidentally, are losing right now at home to Crystal Palace in that race for the top 4. Already seen Manchester United well beaten 4-0 by Everton today. Big point for Brighton yesterday, Cardiff matching them as things stand, but would still need a further win to get themselves to a position of safety. 3 of Liverpool's last 4 wins have come with decisive goals in the last 10 minutes. Sure, that will be on Jurgen Klopp's mind. Will they need another late show here at the Cardiff City Stadium? Gary Neville and Rob Hawthorne.
Well, it is Cardiff who get us underway in the second half with their priority very much survival. You can't pick your games at this stage of the season where you're going to collect points. Anything they do get out of this would be a bonus for them and for another city, the city of Manchester. Hasn't been a goalless draw between these two clubs in any competition. It's been a feast of goals when the sides have met in the Premier League, but stakes so high in this. Nobody wants to be the player who makes a mistake. There's Matip, who showed a habit for getting forward in that first half. Now Naby Keita. Robertson. Jordan Henderson. Salah. Cleared by Lee Cantia. Yes, got the touch.
I was actually going to say, from a Cardiff point of view, that Camarasa had been anonymous in the first half. Very difficult for him to get into the game. Liverpool had too much of the ball. Good to think that he can get too much activity, but I think things like that do make a difference. If you can just pick up the seconds off those challenges between the centre-backs of Liverpool and Diaz, it will make a difference.
Well, goal in the other match taking place, which is an equaliser for Arsenal. Mesut Ozil, who scored 3 minutes after the break. Arsenal 1, Crystal Palace 1, and you can see all of today's goals via the Sky Sports app. Stands that would put Arsenal level on points with Spurs.
It's interesting that Cardiff chose not to go for the long throw there. I think they worried about the counter-attack off it. And the joy that Liverpool had in the first half when they had set pieces. He comes over this time.
Spurs leading behind for Aaron Goodison. He's got Nias to aim for, got Mendes Lang to aim for, Camarasa waiting at the edge with Hoylett. Morrison joined in late and got there. Firmino away. Peltier with a touch. It's Junior Hoylett. And it's broken to the throw-in taker, Aaron Goodison. Goes Mendes Lang. Morrison stay forward.
Oh, his shirt was being tugged on the way in. That's what he's asking for. I have to say, Trent Alexander-Arnold really poor because he needed to get out quicker and stop the cross, and he didn't do. And there's just a little bit of a tug on the shirt of Morrison from Robertson. Just there. Not enough. He lets go in time to not cause himself a problem.
Flash of anxiety though for Liverpool at the start of what is a big 45 minutes for them in their campaign. The last thing they want to do ahead of high-profile Manchester derby on Wednesday is give any room for encouragement to their title rivals.
No, when the ball's on your side like it was there as a fullback with Trent Alexander-Arnold, he had to forget at half-time what had happened in the first half and make sure that he won that first duel. He had to get out quickly to Mendes Lang, but he didn't do. He stood 10 yards off him. That just gives the winger a little bit more encouragement.
Here's Roberto Firmino. Now Salah, evading Mendes Lang's challenge. Almost towards Keita, but Sean Morrison in the way.
He's offside.
Front up against Nias.
Poor from Nias, really. He stood 5 yards behind Matip and Van Dijk for no reason.
Liverpool keen to build some momentum here. Salah. Well, there's been a decent run there made by Robertson. Etheridge has conceded 11 in his 3 games so far against the top 2 in the Premier League. Holding out here. More pressure back on his team with that clearance though. Keita. Robertson. And Mane. Salah. Salah on the turn, looks for Alexander-Arnold. He slipped. There's Camarasa. Ronaldo gets it forward. Sadio Mane. And Mane trying to unlock another defence.
Well, it's where this Liverpool team are really good when they win it back on transition and then just stick it forward quickly. It's that front 3 and he manages a chance to set it up. Just can't set it out into the far corner, which is his intention. Fullback's got a real difficult job there. A bit happier with that Jurgen Klopp.
It's Camarasa. And it does well, holds off Salah. But launching breaks of their own proving more problematic for Cardiff and for Liverpool. Whereas Liverpool seem overloaded with options.
Yeah.
Not so for Cardiff.
No, the back four for Cardiff don't really want to push up the pitch because they're frightened to death, understandably. That Liverpool front three.
Here's Mane. Jordan Henderson, Robertson. Mane again. Keita. Robertson first time. Shielded out by Mendes-Lang. Deep cross from Robertson that time. Which didn't work in his side's favour. Henderson. Robertson. Cleared by Gunnison, but straight to Gini Wijnaldum. Firmino.
Just see that Cardiff midfield starting to wilt a little bit. Tough for them in there. Gunnison ambling back.
And they're trying to make it more difficult for them. Wins a corner.
The shift that Mendes-Lang and Hoylett are having to put in alongside those midfield players. You think it's going to take its toll.
An arduous task ahead for Cardiff. Neil Warnock will have to use his substitutes carefully in this second half. They've been played almost exclusively in Cardiff City's half. Defending against the corner here, which was in towards Mane and Van Dijk. Cleared away as far as Jordan Henderson. Andy Robertson. Away by Sean Morrison. Camarasa. Van Dijk. Cleared by Manga this time. No breakout possible at the moment for Cardiff, who are back under pressure again. Strike from Alexander-Arnold is wide.
Yeah, they're being suffocated, the Cardiff team at this moment in time. They just can't get over the halfway line. Liverpool keep pressing them back. I don't think they'll mind if there are shots from 25, 30 yards. Not that Liverpool can't score from them, but it almost lets the Cardiff defenders off the hook a little bit. It gives them a bit of a rest if it does go wide.
Not shaken up Liverpool before. Neil Warnock managed a Premier League victory against them when he was Crystal Palace's manager, just 6 months after their costly draw at the same venue in Liverpool's last title tilt, which was also the same season in which Cardiff were relegated from the Premier League. Here's Mo Salah, put behind by Morrison.
He didn't want to take the chance on having a touch with Firmino so close to him.
A mammoth effort here for Cardiff in discipline and concentration.
It is when you look up at the clock and you see there's 35 minutes to go.
Trent Alexander-Arnold with the corner. Oh, brilliantly driven in by Gini Wijnaldum! A thunderbolt that could have Liverpool heading back to the top of the table.
Well, it's been coming at the start of this second half. And when Trent Alexander-Arnold hit it, I thought he scuffed it. I thought he cocked it up. But he meant it. And he just needed his teammate, Wijnaldum, who just drifts in, ghosts in from the edge of the box. It's not the easiest one. We talked about how dry the pitch is. It bounces in front of him, but the contact is perfect. The power is too much for Etheridge. And a huge goal for Liverpool.
just as he planned it. A fine finish from Gini Wijnaldum. His third Premier League goal of the season. And maybe he saves his away goals for national stadiums, because he scored at the home of Welsh football. His previous one was at Wembley against Tottenham back in September. Wijnaldum's name being sung by the travelling Liverpool fans, who greeted that with a measure of relief as much as celebration.
Probably been sung by those Brighton players and fans as well at home. See Liverpool back as it stands, 2 points clear.
With the Manchester derby to come, as City might be looking to play catch-up again, although still a fair distance to go in this. Liverpool looking to press home their advantage. Hoylett has given away a free kick, which might let them mount another set piece towards doing so.
I see Neil Warnock already thinking about fresh legs.
Mo Salah getting ready with a free kick. It is Salah who delivers, and it's away by Aaron Gunnison. Lined up this time for Naby Keita to strike, but Lee Peltier had come out. Here's Nias. Had a few to get round, and Robertson it was who denied him, but then gives it away to Rawls, who tries to spring them onto the attack immediately. It's Mendes-Lang needing support. Finds it from Hoylett. Junior Hoylett has a go, but not seriously enough to trouble Alisson.
And he just couldn't get out of his feet, Junior Hoylett. Couldn't dig it out.
Liverpool striking before the hour mark. A season where they've been so used to seeing games in the last quarter of an hour. But still no room for respite. Alexander-Arnold.
You're absolutely right, this is not a time to step off the gas if you're Liverpool. You want that second goal, that 2-goal cushion. Going into the last 5-10 minutes of the game, 1-0, or 1 goal up, should I say. Still brings this level of nerves. We saw Manchester City yesterday at the Etihad Stadium, who were actually begging for the final whistle, but certainly welcoming of it towards the end.
Gunnison tackled by Keita, and fairly, says the referee. It's Mane, it's Henderson, and he's blazed it over.
Well, he's done it for Firmino. He has a choice to make whether he hits it with his left foot, but it comes across his body. He decides to go with his right. Liverpool with the eye on the pitch again in that final third. It's a really good play back from Mane. Jurgen Klopp thinks that Henderson's going to give him that 2-goal cushion, but he leans back. And leans his head back in disbelief.
Well, he'll be wondering if there is a cost to be counted from these missed opportunities, of which his own is the latest. Alexander-Arnold. Bennett. Henderson with the ball across, not cut out by Morrison, and still they've got themselves in bother from Bennett's miss kicked clearance.
Well, they've started to win the ball high up the pitch. Liverpool in really dangerous areas, and then those short counter-attacks causing Cardiff real problems.
Decent record for Liverpool to take into this latest corner, and they've already produced a goal from one on the other side by Trent Alexander-Arnold here. Wijnaldum lurking again.
You can see Salah just at the edge of the box. You wonder whether he's the one this time lining up.
Come back out to Andy Robertson. That one is dealt with by Gumanias. By Peltier, Gunnarsson. There's Hoylett. Gunnarsson launching one for Victor Camarasa. And strength and a good recovery by the captain.
Yeah, it was. It was a good touch by Camarasa. Gunnarsson plays a lovely little pass down the line. He takes it in his stride and makes Henderson work.
And there was a set piece that saw Liverpool's route to a goal. And one for Cardiff have the same effect. They're watching on anxiously here. Nias waiting on this delivery from Rawls. Morrison flung himself at it in hope.
Stadium's aghast. They can't believe it, Neil Warnock. Alisson, you lucky man, flaps at it, makes a right mess. I have no idea how he's missed that. It's Mane that ends up with him, astonishingly, and then it's the back of his shoulders. Just misses the ball altogether. There's a little nick from someone on the way. Those fans and Neil Warnock in the foreground.
Well, he scored a huge goal for his team at Brighton on Tuesday. It's a year today since he scored his last one here against Nottingham Forest as they edge towards promotion. But he got what was intended to be a header all wrong there. It did look as though it came off the top part of his back.
I'm just wondering whether Alisson just got a little nick on it or something, because reason for him really to misread it. He sees it coming from a long way out. I suppose a little bit of a warning, well, a big warning sign for Liverpool. That second goal is needed if they want a more comfortable afternoon.
There are stirrings of change on the Cardiff bench where Kenneth Zahor is getting ready to come on. Here's Matip. Decent run made by Andy Robertson. Now Mane did well to retrieve that. Salah. He's got the big moment so far.
Yeah, Ronaldo, you just see him there at the edge of the box. And the three Cardiff players are picking up, and he's just totally free, not expected maybe to be in there, and he just arrives. Plays it back behind those defenders, Trent Alexander-Arnold, and jumps for joy. Actually, it was I wouldn't say a surprise inclusion, but if you said to me on the way to the game here today who would be playing, I would have thought Fabinho, Keita and Henderson would have been playing. So to see Wijnaldum playing at the base of that three was something that wasn't expected.
A change has been made by Cardiff. Gumanias' wait for a Cardiff goal goes on. Kenneth Zahor, who did score a big goal for them this season, a winner in the 3rd minute of injury time at Southampton back in February, is on. But he's been a figure of some frustration here, Zahor. Today would be the perfect time for him to stamp his mark on this season, but he might not get the opportunity if Liverpool can run amok. It's Roberto Firmino in towards Mane, who was crowded out, but Henderson will keep it alive. Alexander-Arnold with a cross. Touchback. Well, is that not a back pass?
Well, I think so. Well, I think above his knee, I'm not sure. Is it above his knee? Is it above his knee? Yeah, maybe it is.
Very lucky we got the second view, but amusement's all around. Here's Wijnaldum.
I have to say, Van Dijk gets all the plaudits as Liverpool centre-back. I think Matic has been Liverpool's man of the match in the first 6 to 7 minutes of this game. His defending's been really good, but also his use of the ball.
Firmino just got there ahead of Manga. By Bennett towards the new man Zahor, but Matip towering over him. Van Dijk. Alexander-Arnold. Keita. There's Firmino. By Lee Peltier. Firmino.
I think you'd be a lot happier if you were Cardiff and you just saw Liverpool running the clock down in possession like this, not looking to penetrate. I'm not saying they're going to continue to do that for the next 20 minutes, but just a little bit of a key ball session here. Firmino just picking it up a little bit now with a turn. And I think it would be dangerous for them to play that game.
Sadio Mane losing his footing, but recovering it superbly and resisting Peltier's threat. Manga putting him under pressure now. And Andy Robertson has earned for Liverpool another corner.
How strong is he, Mane?
Liverpool change. Naby Keita's number is up, and Fabinho coming on to take his place.
Yeah, well, Wijnaldum will step forward once that left-hand side of the midfield three, which he plays most often for Liverpool. Fabinho will go in the sitting position.
There's no rush to leave. And we can blow it. Fabinho going straight over to get involved, potentially in this corner.
They're trying to drag those Cardiff players out of the box to leave the edge of the box free.
Van Dijk won the header, claimed he got a Cardiff touch as well, but Martin Atkinson wasn't convinced.
Oh, Morrison just did enough to be in front of Van Dijk. It's a brilliant delivery. Goalkeeper planted on his line, so close to him as well.
Well, what about this at the Emirates? Crystal Palace en route to making themselves mathematically safe. Wilfried Zaha restored their lead against Arsenal in the 61st minute. It's got even better since, with a goal for James MacArthur. Arsenal 1, Crystal Palace 3, and you can see those goals on the Sky Sports app.
Strange day in the race for top 4.
Absolutely, Manchester United losing earlier. Not just losing, being heavily beaten at Everton. Except for Tottenham as well yesterday, although that might have been more expected against Manchester City. Incidentally, for Newcastle and Bournemouth fans, this result as it stands would make them mathematically safe, even though in all probability they were already. Fabinho only just on and straight into this clash of heads, which has given cause for concern.
Fabinho hasn't moved. There's a level of concern from the Liverpool players and medical staff. It's moving now. Just on the side of his head, he's took a whack.
It's a relief to see him sitting back up, because it's the area of impact that's given cause for concern, not only for the medics but for his own teammates.
Yeah, and I think when you look at these situations nowadays, no risks should be taken.
These things strictly regulated now, as they have to be.
So look at the challenge. It's just the head, clash of heads.
Quick on-pitch assessment. Not enough on its own, but
he's been asked if he's okay. Yeah, he's been asked if he's okay, but really it should be taken out of his hands. No,
which I think it has been taken out.
Yeah, I'd say they're asking players to. For a player, very rarely is going to say, "I'm not okay." They have to take it out of his hands. Difficult as it may be.
James Milner's going to come on, I think.
Yeah, well, difficult as it may be from a footballing point of view, they won't want to lose to the sub, but health is far more important.
Moving down to 10 men, Liverpool making strides here with Mo Salah. Firmino is the man over on the far side. Camarasa got away from Henderson, got away from Salah as well. Henderson it was who got back. But Martin Atkinson has brought it back.
He did well, Martin Atkinson. He let it go the first foul just to see whether Camarasa could have an advantage.
Well, Fabinho's contribution was a short one, but out of necessity because of that clash of heads with Kenneth Zaha. He's on the field for just a minute and then has been replaced by James Milner.
It's a blow for Liverpool, but one. The right decision has been made.
Ball wins that header, but Van Dijk originally was hoping, I think, that it might have gone out, and then realised he'd have to do something about it.
I'm surprised at Van Dijk again. I said it in the first half. Why would kick it out for a throw-in? I'm not sure. He could have kicked it up the pitch. Usually shows a lot more composure than that.
Lining up against the weapon of the Cardiff long throw once again. Goodison has got Zaha to aim at now. Goes beyond him towards Morrison. Van Dijk is the one who deals with it. Walls has given it away. Milner's touches towards Salah, but Bennett broke it up. Under pressure though, and Firmino gave away the free kick.
Soul on that for Bennett. It wasn't the best challenge for Firmino. It was a genuine one in the sense that he had to try and win it on the counter-attack, but I think it will have hurt the full-back. Just jumps right in and in.
Cardiff not out of this by any means. And the free kick is taken across to Mendes Lang, who controls it. And gets a corner.
It was a really good pass. Driven in, and Mendes Lang makes a really good run inside Jordan Henderson and brings it down on his shoulder. Henderson recovers really well.
Cleared by Milner. Mane first to it. Oh, they've got a problem there, Cardiff. Rules has pulled up and Mane is broken free. Peltier got back to help out Rules, but he pulled up. It looked like a hamstring.
Well, he caused himself his own problems. If you watch when the ball first gets cleared from Milner's header, Rolls for some reason hesitates and doesn't go back, and then decides late to go back and has to sprint, and you aren't going to push him off the ball. It's just not going to happen. His hamstring goes.
Oh, a casualty toll heavy, and Leandro Bacuna being prepared, because the likelihood is that he's going to be needed here. Already struggling in that area in terms of personnel with no Harry Arthur at the moment.
You just see here, watch him at the edge of the box roll. As the ball goes in the air, see the delay. He waits maybe a couple of seconds and then starts to sprint. Thinking if he got back early, he probably won the first header. Saved himself an injury.
So Bacuna, who was playing in the Championship at the start of the season with Reading, looking to avoid a return there now. Milner's corner goes long towards Van Dijk. The header down was aimed at Wijnaldum. Camarasa just glad to get that out of danger. And Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang has pulled one back for Arsenal. They've reduced the deficit now to 3 goals to 2. Goals available via the Sky Sports app. And Aubameyang level with Aguero and Salah on 19 goals in the chase for the Premier League Golden Boot. Zaha. Milner. There by Robertson. Morrison got caught a little, but Peltier helped him out there. Morrison in trouble again as he struck it against Firmino. Landed awkwardly, but did land in the end for Salah. And Morrison got back into position. Oh, he's given the penalty. Aaron Gunnarsson races over to protest, but Martin Atkinson was in no doubt that Morrison had impeded his man there and points to the spot.
Well, he made a mess of the first clearance. Ronnie Jackson there saying that's unbelievable. There was a point where he looked like he was grappling with Salah, and at that point you think, well, get off him now. But he makes the first mistake there. Firmino closes it down, and Salah takes him into the box where he wants him. I don't think it's a penalty. If anything, he's a little bit clumsy. He has a hold of him there initially. He's just scrappy and horrible, messy. You can see why Martin Atkinson's given it, but they are just grappling for the ball. He just stays too long doing that, Morrison. And Milner doesn't miss often.
Mr. Reliable from the spot, James Milner. Ice cool when it mattered. Liverpool nudged back to the top of the table. He may be a veteran, James Milner, but he still comes up with the goods when it matters.
It's a big goal for Liverpool. It makes Manchester City have to go to Old Trafford and win. Sends the goalkeeper the wrong way, only on the pitch because of Firmino's head injury. Not sure what the actual celebration signifies. I'm sure our Liverpool pundits in the studio may know, but when we slow it down like this, it looks like it's a lot longer than it maybe is. It's certainly clumsy from Morrison. He knows what he's doing, Salah. He throws himself to the ground. I think Morrison just could have been a little bit more clever as a centre-back. Yeah, be aggressive, but certainly just get your hands off him.
Well, the first one to protest in the face of Martin Atkinson after the award of the kick was Aaron Gunnarsson, and he's been shown a yellow card in consequence. But no doubt Salah did make the most of it, but James Milner set all that controversy aside. It may have been his celebration a nod to the fact that he is a senior member of the team at the age of 33. One of the few who was around the last time Liverpool did win the league title some 29 years ago. But he's still got a big contribution to make, a man who himself won the title with Manchester City, but is keeping up the pressure on his former team with that goal. He won it once with City, won it twice with them.
They've settled down now, even though he's not showing it early clock.
Change for Cardiff. Junior Hoyland coming on. And on in this place is Josh Murphy, who ironically infuriated some at Anfield with what was perceived as a dive back in October, Benjamin Lovren in particular. And Cardiff still feeling hard done by with the award of the penalty. Peltier. Milner a bit slow to react then, Gunnarsson was in. Here's Murphy. Firmino easing Bakuna out of the way. From a Victor Camarasa free kick. And Cardiff got their second goal in the important win at Brighton. Can they earn themselves a lifeline from one here? Morrison, the man who gave away the penalty, is amongst those waiting on this. And the Knicks ran towards Morrison. The flag was up against him anyway.
And there's the full speed version of the penalty. You can just see Salah just sort of arches his back, which is a little bit of an unnatural movement, as if he's being pulled back, which he's not being pulled back. You see that Morrison's hand comes off him, but he knows what he's doing, Mo Salah, and Morrison gives him the chance to do it, and that's Atkinson goes for it. He can't believe it. His first mistake caused him the problem, and his second one, he didn't recover his composure. And it's always the double error that causes the defender the problem. The first one you might get away with, but the second one usually is where you have to just be cold and forget that you've given the first mistake away.
And there's the arm across that Martin Atkinson saw and convinced him with Salah's fall that it was worthy of the penalty award, with which Liverpool have put themselves in a relatively more comfortable position. Here's Milner. Joe Gomez has come on for Liverpool in place of Trent Alexander-Arnold. Return to league action for him after 4 months out with a leg fracture. Here's Milner. Salah. Milner. And Salah's won't this one through towards Firmino, but it's Morrison who gets it clear.
If you think that chance he had, Morrison, big chance, big let off for Liverpool at that corner. Involved in two big incidents in the second half.
Milner, Wijnaldum. Van Dijk. Play more conservatively now, Liverpool. Used enough from those attempts to possibly see the game through.
As you say, when you watched Manchester City yesterday, you watch Liverpool today, you are watching performances of championship winning teams. Both got all the hallmarks, getting through difficult moments.
Really is still too tough, too close to call. West. And he's come on in the second half, Murphy. Expressions all around there, but they'll be hoping there are fixtures to come from which they can get the points they need to survive. For now, the advantage is Brighton. Shake of the head from the owner, Vincent Tan. Van Dijk. Jordan Henderson. Now Salah. Worked through by Firmino. Salah producing a fine save from Etheridge.
Oh, what a move. Doesn't quite get hold of the shot at the end, Mo Salah. Just thinks it through to Firmino. Thinks he scored. It was with his knee.
Liverpool were fortunate to have James Milner on the pitch to take the penalty with which they've increased their lead. Only came on after that unfortunate intermission with Fabinho. His time getting over for this corner and taking his time about the taking of it, which goes short in the end. Sadio Mane from Milner. So where is the man of the match award heading today, Gary?
It's going to Matip, the centre back. I think when you're going for a title and you're playing in a game like this, it's about not giving encouragement to the opposition. I think Matip from minute one has been outstanding in his defending, but he's also stepped in with the ball. He's been really good in his use and his passes. So for me, I think it's him.
Firmino. Looking from James Milner for stopping that against Cardiff break. It's been an epic title race, and we could end up with two teams with more than 90 points, one of whom is going to be left disappointed. Liverpool are still going to need a favour somewhere along the line from one of Manchester City's remaining opponents. City playing ahead of them in all their remaining fixtures until they play simultaneously on the final day. So far, Manchester City have won Klopp's team have responded in kind.
Yeah, both teams have transferred the pressure over to each other and neither of them have blinked. The stakes get high now. Wednesday night becomes huge. Manchester United wounded by an appalling performance today will be forced to come out in the derby and respond. And that makes it probably even more difficult for City, who have had success at Old Trafford in the last couple of seasons. The those 75,000 United fans that will be in there will not accept what they saw today on Wednesday night.
Good there towards Mane. Cardiff do get it back to their goalkeeper. Liverpool about to conclude a 9-match winning run and an 18th match unbeaten in this remarkable sequence. Liverpool potentially 3 steps from heaven. 3 matches left for Jurgen Klopp's team as they keep this winning run going. They'll need a favour somewhere along the line, but they are doing all that has been asked of them by their rivals Manchester City. They keep coming up with the answers. Gini Wijnaldum getting a thunderbolt breakthrough goal here from a well-worked Liverpool corner, and then Sean Morrison, who'd missed a chance to equalise with a header, giving away the penalty, which was calmly converted by James Milner to ensure the victory. It wasn't a straightforward victory for a Liverpool team who were well marshalled by Joel Matip at the back and who often set them up for attacks with his purposeful runs forward. But it is a win that shows, Gary, that Liverpool are coping with the pressure.
No, absolutely. I said earlier on in the commentary that both teams have displayed all the hallmarks that you require to be a champion team. Defending well, holding the nerve, attacking well, winning games that are difficult, showing resilience, character, like Manchester City did yesterday to withstand that Tottenham performance. And Liverpool here today having difficult moments at Cardiff, but controlling the game in the end. And neither of them are blinking. It's the flawless title race. Neither of them are making a mistake. But over to you, City. I said over to you, Liverpool, yesterday. It's over to you, City. They go to Old Trafford on Wednesday into what is a mammoth game.
Liverpool can take the heat in the kitchen. It's Cardiff 0, Liverpool 2. And the Red Machine just keeps marching on. What a terrific title race we've got here. They're cranking it up game by game. You can hear the noise from that Liverpool section. This might have been a sticky test today down here in South Wales. You never know what to expect up against a Cardiff side. With Neil Warnock revving his team up, difficult surface as well. The boys talked about that at half-time. But they've come through again when the pressure's been on them. And they've found a way to win yet again. So Cardiff still 3 points from safety. They're going to have to find at least one win and a bit more to put pressure on Brighton and Southampton, with just 3 games left in their season. Arsenal still going. They are trailing Crystal Palace by 3-2. Everton beating Manchester United earlier. And at the top, Liverpool back on top, 2 points clear of Manchester City. And we have a huge game coming your way on Wednesday night, live from Old Trafford.
The Manchester Derby, one of the most iconic fixtures in English football.
It defies description. Why always me? What a stunner! Fantastic goal from Bellamy. 6 of the best for Manchester City. What a derby debut. What a goal from Aguero. One of the most incredible Manchester derbies of all time.
We're trying to get in again. He's in again. He scores again. Well, what a crucial derby this could be for both sides of Manchester.
And now Manchester City cannot afford to drop a point because of what's happened here at the Cardiff City Stadium today.
Well, this is a picture this week with Chelsea-Burnley on the Monday Night Football. They're still very much in the race for the top four. So too Spurs, who take on Brighton. Cardiff City eyes will be glued to that one on Tuesday night. And then it is the Manchester derby on Wednesday. 7 o'clock our coverage starts. Joe Hart and Roy Keane will join us in the studio for that one. Well, their fans have been red-faced in the South Wales sunshine today, but their team in red, their heroes in red, are simply relentless.
There's dribbling.
Radio here, my favourite's there, and then neon rings on that wall.
Where are we going to plug it all in?
Where does electricity come from anyway?
At Shell Energy, we supply all our home energy customers with 100% renewable electricity as standard. Where does your electricity come from?
Easter has arrived at Homebase with mega deals on indoor and outdoor essentials.